Please.
Yeah, you would.
From the heart of college football country, it's College Football Saturdays. Brought to you by Bluff City Media and powered by the good folks at Grind City Brewing. So crack open a cold one, get your tailgate ready, and join us as we dive into the biggest stories in college football.
We are so back. College football week 3 is here, and the storylines are thicker than this Memphis Heat as I'm getting felt up by the hairy leprechaun over here. We've had 2 weeks of highs, South Florida upsets, FSU returning to form, Mississippi State surprising a nation, and the lows, Alabama fans trying to buy out Kalen DeBoer with Powerball ticket winnings, Billy Napier running comps on his house on Zillow, and Clemson's return to Clemsoning. I'm looking at you, Lauren Massey. Speaking of Florida, the Gators came into this season with a ton of swagger, but swagger doesn't win games if you can't close. South Florida upset Florida last weekend on a last-second field goal. 11 penalties, quarterback issues, questionable clock management, dreams of a comeback. Death Valley is where dreams go to die. Tonight, A&M and Notre Dame, perennial disappointments, play under the watchful eye of touchdown Jesus himself. A&M 2-0. Notre Dame still reeling from a week 1 loss against Miami, and week 2 bye weeks are absolutely diabolical. Who will shed some of that disappointment tonight? The Aggies haven't beaten a ranked non-conference opponent on the road in decades, and the Irish look to avoid yet another early season embarrassment. SEC conference play is heating up. We've got Ole Miss and Arkansas tonight, and if history holds, this promises to be wild. We've seen our fair share of overtimes, heartbreaks, 4th and 25s, and this year it's going to be all about the points. Can Ole Miss keep that lane train rolling, or will Taylor Green play train robber? Week 3 is where hype meets reality. Expectations must be answered. Teams start to separate. Already today, we've seen Clemson fall flat on their face. Georgia and Tennessee are in an absolute war, and Mississippi State is leading the perennial powerhouse, Alcorn State, 21-0. Guys, buckle up. We're going to keep it rolling. We are live here at Grind City Brewing for College Football Saturdays. Let's go, baby. I've got my guy, Gabe Kuhn, here on my right. Maybe your left, not real sure. Got Drew Gann over here. I'm going to start with Gabe, former Memphis Tiger, offensive lineman. Shout out Gabe and the Memphis Tigers for getting a win today. How are you, buddy?
Hey, brother, dude, that monologue was cold.
Thank you.
Dude, that was real. That was prep.
I appreciate that, man.
And
Thank
that, you know,
it sets the
in
stage.
that real life, you set the stage. That was unbelievable.
Thank you,
well
man.
done. But, hey, thanks for having me today.
Yeah, appreciate you being here, man.
I would agree. Cold. like when you open up the casket,
So I've got,
you just take a little touch of the.
I've got Gabe Kuhn over here, and we've got professional hater Drew Gann on the mic over here.
Cold.
Uncle Buck, how you doing, man?
I'm lovely. I started the day in North Mississippi at a baseball tournament. I'm going to finish the day here in Memphis, Tennessee, the most beautiful land in the world.
That's it.
Beautiful.
North of Mississippi.
Hey, what you got? What you got in that cup?
I have got
man.
Oktoberfest.
Cheers, boys.
Which
Cheers,
is,
cheers, fellas.
Cheers, boys.
Kind of a rite of passion and a cool cup.
yeah.
If you want a cool cup, I'm a big fan of cups,
Mhm.
and you can drink anything out of this cup.
Yeah, so you come to Grind City for the month of September and October. You pay $20. You get this incredible Stein that Uncle Buck and I are drinking out of. You get $5 Oktoberfest and Poppy Fills for the month of September and October, and you get a cool cup to drink out of. You can drink coffee out of it. You can drink beer out of it. It's the perfect sipping cup. Gabe's got his beer in a regular Grind City glass over here. So we're having a good time here at your home for College Football Saturdays this fall. Grind City Brewing with the most beautiful view in all the city. I got the pyramid. I got the M Bridge behind me. The heat is coming down. Beautiful porch out here. This is the spot to watch College Football Saturdays. and we have had quite the day today already. We're going to get into that more after the break. On the other side of the commercial, we're going to recap the games that have already happened, including the Tennessee-Georgia game that's coming down to the wire now, and we're going to talk about some disappointments in Clemson, South Carolina on the other side of the break.
Looking for an alternative to alcohol or conventional medicine? Check out Ounce of Hope, a Memphis-based dispensary with 2 local stores in the Sanderlin Center and on South Cooper Street. You can get all the products you need in a location convenient to you. Each store offers an intentional shopping experience with dedicated bud tenders to answer all of your questions, from product selection and mushroom blends to our personal favorite, the Delta 9 seltzers. You gotta try the Peach Buzz. Try Ounce of Hope at either one of their 2 Memphis stores or at www.ounceofhope.com for convenient products shipped right to your door. Use the promo code BluffCity for 15% off any order, excluding sale items. Cannot be used in conjunction with other promotions or discounts. One use per customer.
I guarantee it that Pablo Torre knew this piece of information last week when he dropped his first bombshell investigative piece. And,
he didn't find this out in the last week. This was there, and he left just enough of the line hanging with the hook down here and the bait on it for Mark Cuban, Steve Ballmer, Adam Silver, all these people to absolutely take it hook, line, and sinker. And once he had all 3 on the line, Drew, he set the hook and dropped the bombshell episode that I listened to this morning.
I don't know if you're familiar with Occam's razor. More times than not, the most likely explanation is the explanation.
Yeah.
You know, you can connect dots and have the Always Sunny in Philadelphia map with all the yarn. And the most likely explanation is the explanation. The dots to connect Kawhi Leonard and the tree planting company without involving Ballmer or the Clippers is a lot of yarn.
Tune into the 2 Buck Sports Show with Rusty Whitten and Drew Gann, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
The Grizzlies signed Olivier Maxence Prosper, I believe is how you pronounce it, to their final 2-way spot. Omax was first-round pick last year, 2 years ago. If I'm not mistaken, he was waived and stretched by the Mavericks to make room for their PJ Washington extension. Biggest question I had around this is I'm not sure where it leaves Jemai Meshack.
On the hustle.
On the hustle, you think? Yeah.
What this is adding some length and some defensive help until Jaren comes back fully. I truly think he got PJ Hall on a 1-year contract, and it's not necessarily guaranteed because it's just a 2-way. Mm-hmm. And so I think what you'll probably see happen is we've signed Omax, we've got Javon Small. Both those are locked up on 2-year 2-ways. I think what will likely happen is once we're healthy in the front court again, I think that PJ Hall will probably go the way of the Colin Castletons and the Zion Pulliams of the world, and then we will bring up Jemai Meshack at that point.
Tune in to The Daily Grind with your host, Luke Hatmaker, every Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to College Football Saturdays, live at Grind City Brewing. You got the boys here. Got Gabe Kuhn, got myself Rusty Buckets, Drew Gann, a.k.a. Uncle Buck, sitting out here on the front porch. Gabe, I'm going to be honest, it was hot this afternoon.
Oh, brother, I am sweating in all of my crevices, brother. That's how it's going right here.
Kenny,
Like a loose woman in a Baptist church, right?
Kenny put out the call, and the 3 biggest dudes two biggest dudes on Bluff City Media answered. Had to put that in there.
Not tall.
And here we are sitting here at Grind City Brewing, your home for College Football Saturdays. And we've had a day already. We've had some upsets we'll get to here in a minute. But I do want to give Gabe his props. Former Memphis Tiger offensive lineman. Memphis got a win. I say it's a big win. It was a convincing win over Troy, but I don't know that you're all that convinced.
No, I'm not. Offensively, they just had too many mistakes, too many pre-snap penalties. They had great field position the entire game. Troy was giving them the ball on basically their own 45 on a consistent basis. They would get a first down, and then they'd have some type of penalty that would set them back.
Now
defensively, they were great. Defensively, they were great.
Pause on that. What
Tennessee touchdown, long, looked like about a 35, 40-yard touchdown pass
happened? We're
for
going
the Vols.
How about that?
balls back and forth.
That'll put them up, I believe, 34-30, if I'm correct.
Wow. Listen, y'all keep this on your computers. Turn your TV to Georgia, Tennessee. That's going to be a wild finish. But the defense for Memphis.
Defense was great, but also I will say this. Quarterback for Troy, a lot left to be desired. Goose Crowder. Goose.
Oh, listen,
Oh, Goose. Talk to me, Goose.
So he was knocked out early in the game. And the
would
dude
you say it was equivalent of being ejected out of the back seat of a F-16?
Yeah, about that. Yeah, but he I think he had some type of shoulder issue, and then there was this dude named Tucker Kilcrease that
if
came
you go
in.
from Goose to Tucker,
And I'll say this, he truly was awful. And listen,
Went from bad to worse.
Tucker, I'm not hating on you, brother. You probably didn't expect to play today. Like, that's the truth of the matter. But here are the stats. You want to hear the stats?
Give it
please.
to me.
10 for 29, 65 yards, and an INT.
Buddy, that's Zach Calzada.
That's worse. Hell, that's worse, brother.
That's Zach Calzada.
That's worse. But he came in, and I was watching the game. Memphis's offense wasn't capitalizing on all their possessions, but every time they gave it to Troy and they would pin them deep in their end, I knew Tucker Kilcrease wasn't going to do a damn thing.
I mean, I know
ball.
that like the quarterback play wasn't great for Troy today, but it's safe to say that the Memphis defense carried the day.
They
The
sure
offense
did.
was and true, truthfully, you're probably a bit more vanilla on offense. You got Arkansas looming, which we'll
Right.
talk about Arkansas more here in a little bit with Uncle Buck. You got Arkansas looming on the horizon, so you're probably going to dumb it down a little bit against a Troy team who gave Clemson fits, but is not a great opponent. And so you want to dumb the offense down, but the defense stepped up when they needed them today.
Yeah, they absolutely did. Their defense, they're rotating a bunch of guys though right now. So it's like I'm sitting here and trying to understand if they have depth or they're still evaluating, right? And I honestly, I feel like they're still evaluating. And that's unfortunate going into that Arkansas game. Hopefully they have an understanding of who is good and who is not, right? But I talked to Ryan Silverfield. Obviously, he was my O-line coach when I was at the University of Memphis. And they rotated 8 guys on the D-line. They rotated way more than that in the secondary. They're still trying to get a feel for what guys are going to give them real production.
I'll tell you,
on the defensive side of the ball.
It may be surprise you, but I have thoughts on Troy because, as you guys remember, you especially, Mississippi State was looking for a head coach 2 years ago.
Right.
And I told Rusty on our show, and I was pretty vocal, that my nightmare scenario as an Ole Miss fan, you see my hat, as an Ole Miss fan, my nightmare scenario would be that Mississippi State went and hired John Sumrall. I thought John Sumrall was an incredible team builder. I thought he was a great coach. He's not one that's going to win quick, but he will build it from the studs up and do an incredible job. He ended up taking that Tulane job instead of when Mississippi State decided to go in the direction of Jeff Lebby. But it seems that Troy is not the program that it was when.
Nope, absolutely not.
Troy used to be that group of 5 you didn't want to schedule, much like Memphis is now, because Troy was going to beat you to sleep. They were tough. They were physical. They were going to show up on a Saturday. And when you've got to run an SEC or an ACC schedule, the last thing you want to do is play a team like Troy that's going to come in there and punch you in the mouth.
Yeah, but heck, guys, like it was minus 8.5 a week ago. Yeah. And then they saw that Clemson game. Vegas put it down to about 4.5, 3.5. And I said the whole time, I said, Clemson's not good. I mean, Clemson lost Georgia Tech today. I'm sure we'll get to that.
That's next.
But in the end of the day, you can sit here and try to give Troy their props, but I feel like that was all on Clemson. What happened at Death Valley, if you will.
I think we've learned
what happened at Death Valley last weekend.
Yeah, and so what a great transition, Drew.
Because, I did issue a demerit to Clemson, and I feel like I should have issued at least 3 decidulations to Clemson because that Troy, I just kind of gave them benefit of the doubt. They went into quote unquote Death Valley. It's actually Clemson, which is a rural community in South Carolina.
Correct.
If you rub a rock before you run into your field, it ain't Death Valley.
Yeah, then you run down a hill and risk everybody's ACLs. Then it just seems to fit. Memphis, a week after Troy gives Clemson everything they want. Memphis beats the absolute piss out of Troy, and then Clemson goes and loses to Georgia Tech.
Right, but can I say this, though, about Memphis so far this year? They have won 3 straight games. They're 3-0.
You can't be any better than that.
They have covered every game, and everybody always looks at the Vegas line.
Listen.
But I will say this. It's never as easy as it should be.
But good teams win. Great teams cover.
Right. They have done a good job, and I'm not complaining. But in the end of the day,
sounds like you are.
They make it a little harder than they need it to be.
Speaking of
that's the truth of the matter.
That's Clemson. Brother, I called this. If you go back and watch the 2 Buck Sports Show the week before college football season started, I picked Georgia Tech as my team to be outside the top 25 to start the season, to finish in the top 10. And I said right then they were going to upset Clemson. You talk about teams who make it harder than they need to, because I guarantee you what's going to happen, Drew, is at the end of this weekend, come Monday, or tomorrow, I guess, when the AP poll drops, Clemson's still going to be 23rd or 24th because they always get the benefit of the doubt. Dabo gets the benefit of the doubt. But I know you were at Ball Field. You were traveling a bit today. You watched some of that game. Clemson just, they had every opportunity. Georgia Tech got up early. Clemson made a roaring comeback, only for Georgia Tech to finish the game when it mattered. Are you still issuing demerits to Clemson?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, listen, I think Georgia Tech is good. And very rarely in college football anymore do you get like a third-year starter at the same school. I've talked about this nonstop on the 2 Buck Sports Show, and anytime I've had the opportunity and been asked about it, I rank a returning starter so high in college football right now because you just have so few of them.
Yeah.
You know, if you have one good season in college football, you're going to go pro. Look at Cam Ward, and then you're just replacing guys all the time. Haynes King, a third-year starter at Georgia Tech. I should have been on it. I wasn't, but I just kind of went with the whole team thing. And I don't have a problem with Clemson getting the benefit of the doubt. They are one of the top 5 teams of the last decade. I'm not ready to just give them up the benefit of the doubt yet, but they got work today.
Know what blows me away, though, about Clemson is the last 5 years, we have probably all sat here and said Dabo's going down the drain. And this Clemson program's going down the drain. They're never going to recreate the Trevor Lawrence natty. They're never going to recreate the Deshaun Watson natty. They're never going to do that ever again. And what have they done the last 5 years? They've won 10 or 11 games and won the ACC multiple times. But know what's crazy is this year, they come into the year ranked in the AP top 5, and we all say the same thing.
Yep.
They have better skill position players, Antonio Williams, Bryant Wesco. Yeah. They have better offensive line. They have their defensive line's unbelievable.
And
truthfully,
Hunter Renfrow is
DeMonte
Capehart playing. Right?
I mean, hell, DeMonte Capehart. Yeah. You got
they got the Purdue transfer, Will Delt, who's had a monster start.
Right. But you look at the 3 of their 4 defensive linemen are going to be day 1 or day 2 picks. So we are all saying the same thing. Oh, that team this year, even though the last 5 years we've been preying on his downfall.
And I'll be honest,
this year we say, okay, they're going to be around at the end. And this year,
but you know
they
what?
just flail around.
I was saying that Clemson was going to be one of the final 2 teams playing in January because I was bullish on their front 7. They returned a lot of their skill players. Klubnik is his 3rd year in Dabo's system, only to be outclassed by a 3rd-year quarterback in Haynes King, who can beat you with his arm, who can beat you with his legs. They showed the recipe for upsetting Clemson, and that's a mobile quarterback.
I got to throw a flag. Listen, I'm not convinced on Haynes King yet.
Fine. Stay on that side. Explain. To make big plays.
Listen, there is a reason why we're talking about a Georgia Tech upset and not a Georgia Tech favorite.
They were a 3.5-point home favorite to a Clemson team that was a top
we were
10
out
team.
On, right?
You were.
I mean,
I was high on Clemson.
Consensus.
But like Georgia Tech is one of those teams, they always upset somebody early. They always find a way to beat somebody.
They're going to lose to somebody.
They are. And they're going to finish the season with like 7 or 8 wins. Like they're not going to be that great team. But they always upset somebody early. But when you've got a Haynes King and their running back, his last name is Haynes. Those 2 guys are a 2-headed monster in the backfield. When you've got guys like that.
That's a 2-pack of Haynes.
That's it. They're 1 shy of a 3-pack.
But you know what? They're going to beat the hell out of everybody in the ACC.
Because they're physical.
Even if they lose a ball game, they are imposing their will. Yeah. I know I sound corny, but they are imposing their will on other folks.
They made Clemson play their game today.
All they do is run the hell out of the ball. That's what they do.
And I'll give the coach credit. I think the coach is an incredible coach.
Brent Key.
There is a reason why they're in this matchup is because they're well prepared and they're physical, and that's an identity more than it is a player's thing. And I think that Haynes King is really fine. I think he's good.
Right.
But I don't
That's
think
all
he's
you gotta be.
great.
But
You
you
just
know
gotta
what
be
I
good. You just
appreciate
gotta be
about
fine.
them as an offensive lineman is they differentiate their run schemes on a consistent basis. They go power, they go counter, they go outside zone, they go inside zone, they go mid zone. They do as much as possible.
And I'm glad you're here to say that because there are dozens of people worldwide that look at that.
But he's not wrong because they diversify because they know that they're going to be out talented in most games.
Right.
And so they keep you on your toes, and that's how teams like Georgia Tech can win. Now, their schedule's super favorable. As it sits right now, they don't play another ranked team until they play Georgia on November 28th.
Which is the last week of the season.
Exactly. They've got Temple at Wake Forest and then a bye week.
ACC sucks.
Like, the ACC is down. And so Georgia Tech and Miami, depending on the outcome of the Miami game, they're in a delay right now with South Florida, are in the driver's seat. Georgia Tech can controls their destiny going forward. Gabe.
Oh, well, yeah, but they're going to lose a game.
Absolutely.
Let's be honest.
They're gonna lose
I
to
mean,
a
at the
Virginia
end
Tech
of the
or
day,
Duke.
it'll
They're
be
gonna
Duke. Darian Mintz is going to pull up and throw for 400 yards.
Syracuse is going to
I mean, that's the truth of the matter. I mean, but they'll be a good team. I mean, they're 8-9 win team potentially.
Well, and 12-team playoff, the winner of the ACC is going to be you're going to get an automatic bid into the playoff.
and that could be an 8-win Georgia Tech team.
And it could be.
But guys, can I ask you this?
I don't
Before
think
we
they're gonna
went
win
into
8
the
games.
season, though, before we went into the season, the ACC, was there anybody outside of Clemson you thought was going to win it? Realistically,
No.
Be real with me.
No.
I was higher on Florida State, but I was not going that far.
Listen,
Yeah.
that's my former coach,
Yeah.
and once he went 2-10 and brought in Tommy Castellanos
Yeah.
and Gus Malzahn, I said, "That's your plan."
Oh, you
Right?
you weren't a
But
fan
it
of
worked.
Gus?
Hey, listen, hold up. It worked out. I'm not hating on him, right? But when he did it originally, I sat there and I go,
Questioned
"That's
it.
the big plan
that's
after
the move.
2-10. That's what's
Yeah.
going to save your job." But it, to be honest with you, it looks like it will.
It's working so far. And speaking of, Alabama got a convincing win over Wisconsin today.
Not
They
convincing
covered.
at
I'm
all.
still not convinced. I know our boy Jared Davidson's a big Ty Simpson guy because he went to Westview, but Drew, I'm still not in on Alabama.
I never went all the way out. However, listen, they win. I believe they cover. And I'm not sure the line. Russ still looked that up for us.
They were
I
a
believe-
21.5 point favorite, and they covered.
So they covered.
Mhm.
I'm not out. Listen, out on Alabama, in my opinion, means like 7-5. I never thought they were going to do that. I thought they were
don't
going
know.
to be an unimpressive 9-3 team, losing the big games. But yeah, I mean, I predicted a big Alabama win. I didn't think they were going to struggle in the slightest
No,
at
and,
home to Wisconsin.
and they didn't
Especially with a
grand scheme of
backup
things,
quarterback.
right? In the grand scheme of things,
It
they
didn't care. I didn't care.
But this is still not the Alabama Bowl. Kalen DeBoer sounds a lot like Dubose, which sounds a lot like 6-6. And I don't think 6-6 is going to
There's
happen
no
this
way
year.
they're going 6-6.
But their schedule is not exactly easy. As I pull it up here, they've got an off week before they travel to Samford, and Georgia is still locked with Tennessee. 38-30. Tennessee just hit a field goal. Georgia's going to get the ball back with 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter with an opportunity to go down and tie. Hey, listen, if y'all are hanging out with us on X, come on over to YouTube, hop in the comments. Appreciate King Meeks, Edward, Maggie, all y'all hanging out in the comments. Thanks for being there. But Alabama has got a murderous row of games coming up. Their next block is at Georgia, Vanderbilt, at Missouri, where weird things happen in Columbia. Then they've got this Tennessee team who looks hot right now before they travel to Williams-Brice, South Carolina, who almost beat them last year. I don't think that Alabama's going to, you think 5-0?
I don't mind it. No, I think it's.
I mean,
Have we
I
watched
think
can
enough
I be
Alabama
honest
games?
about
I'll be honest with you.
Alabama?
5-0 is more likely to me than 4-1.
Hey, I'm going to be honest about Alabama. Listen, very good, talented team.
Mhm.
But in the end of the day, I don't think they fit Kalen DeBoer's offense. And what I mean by that is Ty Simpson is clearly a backup thought,
Mhm.
right? Because hell, he would have named him way earlier the starter
Sure.
if he really wanted to be the starter.
Sure.
But offensive line, think about this, right? You have Caden Proctor,
Mhm.
who's 5-star from
Stud.
Number
few
one
years ago.
pick.
But it fits more of that Saban
Mhm.
ground control, game control, and not the Washington national
Right.
championship. Let's
Spread,
pass,
yeah.
protect,
Mhm.
do all that. It's more of like that rugged, run the hell out of the ball type of offensive line. Like the stylistic, personality of those players is that. And I don't think that fits Kalen DeBoer. I
Listen.
think he's more of a pass protecting guy. Like
On a
that's what
smaller-
he needs out of his offensive
On
line.
a smaller scale, I'm acutely aware of that because we went from Mike Leach with an air raid offense. When he passed away, Zach Arnett took over and said we're going to stay with an air raid offense, and then brings in Kevin Barbay from App State, who runs a pro-style offense.
Right.
And we had a bunch of air raid players who cannot run a pro-style offense. And so
Right.
it was a miserable fit. And so I can see what you're saying and see that being a struggle. And we all know Alabama fans are patient as hell, right?
Hey, but I will say, you got Caden Proctor, who's supposed to be a top 15 pick. You got all these guys. Parker Brailsford is supposed to be the first center off the board. You should make it work.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, in the end of the
absolutely.
day, Kalen DeBoer needs to make it work. I don't think it's a perfect fit, but it's
Sure.
like, brother, you
Well-
have plenty of talent.
And real quick, I do need to shout out cousin Kurt Gibson. Give me hell in the comments here. He is protecting the highways and byways of North Mississippi in his
He is.
highway patrolman car. Shout out Kurt Gibson for being in the comments as well.
Yeah,
so you
if
get a
you-
special shout out.
If you're currently in a roadblock in North Mississippi and the badge number is F20, tell him you know Uncle Buck. All right, so
He'll double the fine.
he might. Listen, a lot of the things that you said about Alabama is the reason why I'm still kind of a little bullish. They've got the players. I always side with the players.
Right.
I always.
Hey, that
me-
blue chip ratio's out of this world.
Me
It's
and,
still a thing,
me and Rusty fought until we were blue in the face over our Memphis Grizzlies last year because he insisted it was the coach and I insisted it was John Morant not playing basketball.
It was
I think
Taylor
that I
Jenkins.
will always side with the players. If you've got the most players, Kalen DeBoer's not an idiot. Like he
that's
didn't
the thing,
become
though.
the
Like
coach.
he's not a bad coach.
Yeah.
He's a great coach.
Does
He's
he
just
need
in
a
over
couple
his
years?
head.
Maybe
He's
if
in
he's
over his head.
changing the philosophy. You made a good point. Mike Leach could not run the offense with the players that he inherited. So if you tell me that Kalen DeBoer needs a couple years, I buy it. Alabama fans are not going to listen to that.
Absolutely
I buy
not.
it. But I will always side with the team that's got
Hey.
the most good players.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Sure.
Kalen DeBoer is a West Coast guy. Realistically,
Yes.
that's where he is coached.
Yes.
Now, weirdly enough, when I was coming out of high school, I committed to Southern Illinois Carbondale, who's the OC there. So he's been around the block.
Sure.
Like, he's been in the Midwest, West Coast.
Yeah, he spent 3
but he
seasons.
was at Fresno State.
Sioux Falls, Fresno State,
Right.
Washington,
So,
and none of those are Alabama.
Like the Southeast, he's never really had that footprint in. Like, I know Brian Kelly had concern. Like, people had concerns about Brian Kelly because of that.
Mhm.
Do y'all have concerns about that part of it?
I do.
No,
I do.
No.
He's in over his head.
I don't.
Alabama-
I don't. This is the reason why I don't. Is because the only reason why I would make that argument back in the day is because you were having to go into the homes of people in Alabama and in Mississippi and Georgia and Florida and Tennessee to recruit. You're not having, that's not as important anymore because it's a cash flow. The Alabama has a cash flow problem. They are not the richest school in the SEC. They're not in the top third of the SEC when it comes.
I don't
to
think they're as
NIL.
poor as what AJ McCarron said
Right.
last week, though.
Right. And Alabama
You know
is
what I
not
mean?
the only
But
team
you're
paying
not
their
just
players.
competing with the SEC though.
Yeah.
Alabama is looked at nationwide. They're not looking. They don't want to be number one in the SEC. They want to be number one in the world. So I don't think that regionality matters as much anymore because you're not having to relate with the mamas of 5-star recruits in Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Georgia as much as it is about just the almighty dollar in which Alabama does not
Right.
have enough
And
of.
that's fine. You can get those kids in, but I don't know that his system is going to be good enough to win consistently week in and week out
The
in the
system
SEC.
will work if the players are there.
I don't.
But the
I don't
players
believe
are
it so
there.
far.
He's been recruiting.
and it hasn't worked so far.
But
and
He
he's
has
kept guys on campus.
he is.
I'm
yet-
not out. I'm not out.
He brought
bro.
Caden
Like,
Proctor right back from Iowa.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not out. So y'all are out, and y'all are saying
not
that I'm
out.
not
Listen,
out.
I'm not
Okay,
all the
no,
way
to be
out, but
fair,
I'm walking out the door.
I'm not out, but what I do question is his understanding of the Southeastern Conference.
I
which
just don't
is-
think it
that's my
matters.
That's a
que-
steep
like,
learn.
I
That's a steep
question
learning
that.
curve.
I don't think it matters as much as y'all do.
I do, because you come from Washington where you're playing
harder.
in the debunked
But
Pac-12. It's not even a conference anymore. You
the
got two
Pac-12
schools
was
there.
really good when he left.
But like anytime they played an SEC team, like you're playing an ipso facto team.
Are you
full of
talking about when they
NFL
went to the national championship the year he left? Or is that what you're talking about?
when they play
when they lost to Michigan,
Right.
a Big Ten team?
a Big Ten team?
Yeah,
But when
so-
those Pac-12 teams, remember when Alabama played Washington in the playoffs, what happened?
Oh, we're talking 10 years ago. This is a different
Oh,
landscape.
hell
So
with
now
that.
we're moving the goalposts here, right?
No,
Like,
it's
I'm talking
not.
about
It's a
the
different-
talent.
I
I'm
didn't
talking
move
about talent.
the goalposts as much as it was that college football is not the same.
I'm just telling you, man, that like the same talent level you've got, like you don't have the same talent level in the Pac-12.
I hate
schools.
that you're
I'm
making
just,
me an Alabama
this is my
guy,
thing. I think you have to have an understanding of what Alabama entails. When you take that job, you have to know what those fans expect. You have to know what that culture is.
Yep.
And I don't
I don't
and
think
listen,
that matters
It's a
to wins
learning
and
curve.
losses.
Like, look at Brian
I don't
Kelly at
think it matters
LSU.
to
Look
wins
at
and
Brian
losses.
Kelly at LSU.
He's coming around.
It's taken to this point.
5 years, 6
No.
years.
And he was always a
6
10, 11
years.
win dude.
Oh.
He was in the Natty with Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Like, it takes time. And I don't think everyone can get to that point. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I totally buy that it's going to take 3 years for Kalen DeBoer to be good. I just don't think that the Alabama job in today's climate of NIL, in which the only thing that matters in recruiting 5-star guys is the amount of money that you can offer and the cap space that you have privately funded by your base. I don't think that they are what Alabama was 10 years ago, where they could pitch.
where Nick Saban was, hey, he
Nick
put
Saban-
them car dealerships up there.
Listen,
I don't buy
they
that.
cheated and it worked. But listen, what Nick Saban would go in and tell high school guys is like, listen, you're going to sit on the bench, and then you're going to be a rotation guy, and then you're going to be a starter, and then you're going to be a top first-round pick in the NFL. That's not the way that you pitch at school anymore.
Yeah, but the banks, the pockets are deep at Alabama. It's
All right,
not-
who has the best roster in college football right now?
I would say personally,
It's Ohio State.
it is.
I'd
It's-
probably go.
They've
Ohio
got the
State,
biggest
yeah.
bankroll in
Yeah.
college football.
Yeah,
and,
but
and I think they have literally, like, if
The big,
Jeremiah,
you look at the
probably one of the best
industry
players.
in
And Caleb
Ohio.
Downs,
two of the best players.
I
in the
literally
country.
think those are
Two of the
the
top
best
three.
players on each side.
Look
of the
at the
ball
industry in
country.
Ohio, and you look at the industry in Alabama,
All right,
and you
listen,
tell me what
the
the difference
boosters
is.
and the pockets that
The
are
pockets
Alabama,
are shallower in Alabama.
absolutely.
It's,
I don't buy that
we're
for
not
a second.
talking 80
So
grand.
that's a different conversation,
We're
though.
not-
Are they supporting Kalen DeBoer like they need to be?
I don't think that even if they topped out, I don't think that they would be what Alabama was 10 years ago.
I completely disagree with that because I mean Alabama has
Who's
a
gonna pay
deep
him?
alumni base.
We're talking
he's-
about
he's
Nick
claiming-
Saban's-
Hey, he's
we're talking about
claiming
Nick
broke
Saban's
for Alabama. That's
Mercedes.
crazy to me.
That's wild to me, man. That is because then you got schools like A&M who have deep pockets and they can't get over the hump.
I'm just saying that if Kalen DeBoer competes for a national championship, he should get Coach of the Year.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break before we start previewing the games that are yet to come. We still got Arkansas, Ole Miss to talk about. Florida is going to the swamp, where they're going to Death Valley, where dreams go to die. Then you got A&M and Notre Dame. We'll talk about that after a quick commercial break.
We broke up a championship team, like a championship level team.
Wow.
There were a lot of spoon-fed narratives that were coming from the Grizzlies organization at the time to the media members of Memphis and ultimately to the city of Memphis, where we was getting spoon-fed a bunch of hypnosis. In hindsight, that Rudy Gay trade was silly as hell, bro. We should not have traded that dude, bro. Yeah, you made it to the conference finals. Your team was good enough defensively and had, injuries happen to get you to the conference finals. You flat out didn't have enough points to beat those type of teams, bro. Yeah. And Rudy Gay was a 20-point per game scorer.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that the way the Rudy Gay situation played out is dictating to you a little bit about how, the way we respond to Gigi Jackson right now?
Yeah, we want Gigi to be good. We want Jalen Wells to be good. We want Cedric Coward to be good. It's all because of Rudy, man. We've been subconsciously chasing Rudy Gay, bro, for 10 years. You know what I mean? For real. Tune in to the Anthony Sain Show Mondays through Fridays at 1 p.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Looking for an alternative to alcohol or conventional medicine? Check out Ounce of Hope, a Memphis-based dispensary with 2 local stores in the Sanderland Center and on South Cooper Street. You can get all the products you need in a location convenient to you. Each store offers an intentional shopping experience with dedicated bud tenders to answer all of your questions, from product selection and mushroom blends to our personal favorite, the Delta 9 seltzers. You gotta try the Peach Buzz. Try Ounce of Hope at either one of their 2 Memphis stores or at www.ounceofhope.com for convenient products shipped right to your door. Use the promo code BluffCity for 15% off any order, excluding sale items. Cannot be used in conjunction with other promotions or discounts. One use per customer.
we rely way too much on preseason polls in this league. You know, like I said, we talked about them. We do our grease poll. I hope our grease poll is more. We only do 10, but if we did 25, I would hope that ours was more fair and judged in the moment and not based on, off-season media polls and AP polls, because Vanderbilt being unranked is criminal. There are teams in this poll, Ole Miss included, honestly, that just haven't done anything compared to what Vanderbilt has done this year. 2 weeks into the season, they have a better resume than some of the 25 teams that are in the top 25 according to the AP.
If you can go into Columbia, Williams-Brice is 645. It's going to be loud. It's going to be hostile. You can go into Columbia and upset South Carolina, and Vanderbilt is we're talking top 20. That's a signature win early in the season.
Tune into the Two Buck Sports Show with Rusty Whitten and Drew Gann, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to College Football Saturdays, live here at the front porch at Grind City Brewing. Guys, the temperature is coming down, but the games are just now heating up. Georgia just scored to make it 38.
Unreal.
Oh, man, an unbelievable finish to the game in Neyland. This game is going to come down the wire. 2.5 minutes ago, we've got a tie ball game after a 2-point conversion for Georgia. I cannot wait, Drew, for Georgia to rip the hearts out of Tennessee ball.
Listen, if Georgia comes back and win this game, Neyland Stadium will fall into the Tennessee River.
Yeah,
right there.
Y'all seen Dark Knight, and that's what's going to happen. The
Hans Ward's going to be returning the kick, and the field just comes out from underneath him.
Yeah. It literally is
that game was not in Pittsburgh, by the way.
No way.
It was in Gotham.
That's wild. But we still got more football tonight, including SEC action where Florida limps into Death Valley tonight. Florida is coming in on the heels of being upset by South Florida, who's currently in a rain delay with Miami, on their home field, Gabe. Growing up, the Swamp was a place that people feared to go play back in the day when Urban Meyer was there, the Danny Werfel years, long before that, Steve Spurrier's time there. At this point, the Swamp is just like a humid splash pad.
Well, I mean, hell, if they have 2 15-yard penalties on the final drive against USF, that's why it's easy.
And it only gets worse tonight when they travel to Baton Rouge and play LSU, who's one of the best teams in the country. Their defense is finally figured out. Garrett Nussmeier is looking like the early Heisman favorite with his ability to move the football and command that offense. Gabe, do you give Florida a chance tonight, or do you think LSU is going to walk away?
I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's 7.5, right? That's what the line's looking like right now. I mean, I think
on FanDuel.com, check out FanDuel for all your sports.
I think LSU can win by a touchdown. I don't know much
everybody
more past
tip your bartenders.
That,
Here is Jared Davidson and
yes, sir.
Come on, everybody tip your bartenders.
Delivering the goods here at Grind
to be
City
honest
Brewing.
with you, though, I don't know. I don't know with what I've seen from LSU if they're just going to be able to roll over Florida in that way.
Here's my thoughts.
You know what I mean?
Here's my thoughts if you're ready to hear them.
I'm not, but go ahead.
If you listen, that's the thing about an earthquake. You never are ready for it, but it's coming one way or the other. So I was really high on LSU. I thought that I put a lot of stake in their road win week 1 against Clemson. We have talked about the Clemson Tigers today. They struggled with Troy. They went to Georgia Tech and couldn't beat a bunch of engineers. I love engineers. I am one. I don't pretend to be a good football player. So, yeah, I'm down on Clemson. Therefore, I have to be a little bit down on LSU versus what I thought they were after week number 1.
I mean, guys, last year is 27-16, and both these rosters are very similar.
But what's
they
different?
Truthfully are.
LSU has their defense coordinator's in his second year.
Blake Baker.
You can tell Blake Baker has got his system in. They're flying to the football. And the other big thing that did not happen in that game last year, Harold Perkins is playing football.
Right.
And Harold Perkins is one of the best linebackers in college football at rushing the quarterback, playing in space. He's athletic as hell. And as long as he's on the field, that LSU defense is going to be infinitely better. And we've seen that already through 2 weeks. They were able to shut down the vaunted Clemson offense, which was a mess today as well.
Vaunted.
They were able to get away last week.
Maybe you should scale that back. Maybe you should reshape your point of view.
Yeah. Then you've got La Tech, who came to town last week.
Oh, La Tech. From the ones from Ruston?
Is that Sonny Cumbie still?
But what's going to happen? Yeah. But what's going to happen tonight we're finally playing some real competition, and there's yet still playing a worse quarterback than they played the last 2 weeks. DJ Lagway has shown me he had a 39.2 QBR in the first week. He had a terrible game against South Florida, and all this hype about DJ Lagway being the next great Florida quarterback, Drew, has fallen flat on his face in my opinion.
No, the problem is he sat out all spring and he sat out 2 weeks of fall camp.
That's fine, but he has been cheeks since he's come back.
Listen, I think once he gets to the next level, he is that type of guy. But I don't think he has been able to develop the right way at Florida because he's been off the damn practice field.
You know why you don't see it, Rusty? Because you had LASIK surgery to correct your vision. I don't trust medical doctors. I don't trust anybody these days when it comes to scouting football. DJ Lagway is really good. And
absolutely.
And the reason why I'm not out on Florida, listen, we're talking about expectations here. Were they ranked too high preseason? Yes. The AP doesn't know what they're talking about, but we have determined this. But wait, hold on. Florida was ranked way too high to start the season. But what do we know about Billy Napier in the last 2 seasons at Florida? They get behind the 8 ball. They play their best football after their backs are up against the wall.
Let me ask you this.
This is different though.
7.5. We're talking spreads. We're talking FanDuel spreads here. And so when I come out and I say I like Florida, 7.5 is a big number for me.
I agree. I do agree with that. But what I will say that is different about Florida
2v1,
right now
Rusty.
is
2 versus 1.
We have the second vote of confidence from Scott Strickland. He gave one after the year last year.
Talk to me about
week
Scott
2,
Strickland.
man.
Rusty, talk to me about
is Billy Napier recruited all these dudes? Are these dudes like? How do they feel about where this program is at right now? Do they feel like their coach is going to be there long? Probably not.
You're making the point for me that I was about to make is that you're having to go out and make a vote of confidence with the fans for your coach after 2 weeks of football. Because Drew, remind me, you talked about the preseason poll, right? How many games have we had?
Hey, sorry to cut you off. That might be the earliest I've ever seen.
That's what I'm saying. We've had 2 games. So the preseason poll, they were ranked too early. I watched him with my own 2 eyeballs in 2 different games where they looked terrible. I watched the highlights of the first game. I watched the South Florida game, and they were terrible. And they haven't.
You watched the Long Island game?
I watched the highlights of it because I'm trying to prepare.
Look at this guy.
I call lies. Flag on the play.
Look at this guy.
He didn't watch a single.
He went to that ESPN YouTube channel, didn't he?
So we talked about this. Where you got basketball and football or highlight sports, and sometimes when I'm sitting on a porcelain, a leather, or a cloth chair, I'm watching football and basketball highlights. So I watched the highlights.
How deep do you have to go down the rabbit hole to get to Florida and Long Island?
To prepare for my weekly talk show.
He's sitting on the throne for about 75 hours.
Listen, Russ, I love you, but in the end of the day, I don't buy the fact that after week 1 you went to ESPN to watch that 9-minute clip, that 9-minute highlight of LIU versus Florida.
Give me your thoughts on the offense. Give me your thoughts on the Long Island offense.
But hold up though. This is a good point though that I'm about to make.
Not Rusty. I knew what you were saying.
Can y'all tell me what the identity of a Billy Napier team is?
No.
Finish strong?
I have because I have literally no idea.
In my notes for Florida, it's like, who is Florida? They're like who what is their identity?
You have this.
Hey, Rusty has notes.
Listen, I know everybody throws out generational, but I truly believe DJ Lagway is that type of talent where it's
I agree.
Are we watching the same quarterback? Good.
No, hold up. He's 6'4".
That's fine.
225 pounds. He can run over anybody. He runs a 4.4.
When
he's got a cannon for an arm. He can be accurate. He's shown that.
Anthony Richardson.
But Anthony Richardson was never accurate like that.
Can I give you Anthony Richardson?
Well, if you're going to compare those,
weirdly enough, that's fair.
I've got
either way,
property in Prentice County.
My point is this: you have this 5-star theoretical generational talent. What's your identity on offense, though? What's your identity? Do you have any semblance of understanding of what Florida is going to come out and do offensively? I have no idea.
But if we can line up theoretical generational talents from here to Tunica, and none of them
theoretical generational talent.
Absolutely. Drew's a generational.
No. Don't turn to no.
That's fair. But what
sport are we playing? Are we talking podcasting? I'm a generational talent.
We can line people who are great on paper, and that's what DJ Lagway is. He is a Al Davis type player. He's got great.
But brother, down the stretch last year, he won. Hold on.
Let me
He
tell you.
beat Ole Miss. He
Listen,
beat
let me
LSU.
tell you
Ole Miss
something.
is overhyped
You can
last year.
talk.
But he did all
You
he
can
did
talk.
all of that.
You can talk Anthony Richardson. It is the most unfair comparison you can
That's what I'm
make
trying to
DJ
say.
Lagway. Because you know what the biggest detractor to
DJ Lagway
Anthony-
won real games.
Anthony Richardson didn't play real games.
I pulled
Anthony
up,
Richardson had one throw against Utah on a 2-point conversion, and everyone lost their mind.
so I pulled up their
DJ
schedule.
Lagway beat real teams.
No.
They beat an overhyped LSU team.
I mean,
Overhyped how?
Every team they're gonna beat, you gonna say overhyped.
No,
They
that's-
beat Ole Miss
that
last
ain't
year.
fair.
It was vastly overhyped.
10-win
They beat
team?
a 2-10 Florida State team, and then they beat Tulane. That's who
Great team.
DJ Lagway has
Great
beat.
team.
Tulane's a good. Hey, that's a good team,
Hey,
I
man.
mean, they're fine.
Shout out John Summerall.
Come on.
boy.
That's my guy, John Summerall. Listen,
Hey,
I'm
did
just
Terry
saying,
Minson
we're
play in that
getting, we're getting into the weeds here. We're getting into the weeds here.
I need
The
to see
fact-
it. If
the
he comes
fact
out
of the
tonight
matter
and
is-
balls out, I'll gladly eat
Well,
crow
you know,
on Monday's
you
show,
could have seen it
he
last
ain't.
season, but you chose not to.
He ain't.
You chose not to.
He ain't.
So, DJ Lagway, I guarantee it, to quote Charles Barkley here. Now, an
You don't
ESPN
look.
guy, I will guarantee
That's a hell of a
He's
impression.
a round mound
isn't
of
it?
rebounds.
guarantee that DJ Lagway ends the season in the top third of the SEC in quarterback. He is just that
I-
good.
I'm going to be honest with
I'll
you,
make
dude.
that bet.
I
What's a
believe.
third of 16? Cameron?
I am with Drew in the fact that I believe.
Should I say a quarter?
Drew.
Should I say a quarter? That'd
Drew.
be
Hang on.
Drew, I'm
be the
with
top
you
four.
in the. Hey,
I'll
Drew,
take
I
it.
am with you in the sense that I believe in DJ Lagway and his
I do.
talent and what he's
I
been able to do already.
And we're sitting here, we're 9 minutes in this conversation about Florida LSU. We've yet to talk about the best quarterback in the SEC, the actual best quarterback.
Oh, I agree with you there.
In Garrett Nussmeier, who is
I
been
agree.
absolutely incredible. We're sitting here debating a mid SEC quarterback.
Above
come
mid.
on,
When you've got
man.
Nuss on
Mid
the other side of
plus.
the ball, who has
Mid
been
plus.
an absolute stud for LSU so far.
He's not a
Football. He's
stud.
super
Hey,
smart.
no, he
He's
is.
AJ
going to be the
McCarron.
best.
He's
gonna
AJ
be the-
McCarron, which
AJ
is
No,
great.
chill out.
Which is
No,
great. Which is
no,
great.
That's no.
So
that's,
the fact that Drew
I
just
love-
called Garrett Nussmeier, AJ
Okay.
McCarron negates
Can I
Oh,
all
are
say
you
these
talking
something?
about
Lagways.
Are you
So
talking
the
about
last,
a champion?
hey,
Are you
y'all
talking
have
about
seen.
champion?
Hey, have y'all seen the arguments the past couple of weeks about generational talent and what that is?
It's overused.
Here's my thing. I get frustrated with people that evaluate quarterbacks and they call generational talent just strictly their physical attributes.
Sure.
Because
True.
who's the best quarterback of all time? Tom Brady, right? In the
Yes.
NFL.
Yes.
It wasn't no physical attributes. It's all neck up.
No.
And I truly believe
that's what Nuss
this.
is.
To
I'm
his
with you.
point, Garrett Nussmeier has it neck up.
I
He
agree.
truly
I agree.
does.
I called Garrett Nussmeier the best quarterback in the SEC. I picked after week 1 again, Clemson win. I said LSU would win the SEC because of Garrett Nussmeier,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to attribute Tom Brady to Garrett Nussmeier.
Well, that's not what I meant. You know
That's
I
not the
didn't
point.
mean
No,
that.
no, but I think Garrett Nussmeier in the same vein as AJ McCarron. You can take that as an insult if you want to. I disagree. AJ McCarron exacted that offense to such precision that they
Well,
did not allow themselves to get beat.
Here's
That's what I think Garrett Nussmeier is.
here's the difference. They actually draw up
We're going to get
real pass-
overtime.
They-
We're going to get overtime
they-
in Knoxville.
No, with Garrett Nussmeier, they actually draw up real
No, we're
passing
not.
concepts and real route concepts with him.
With Nuss.
And he is able to read through it 1 to 2 to 3,
I
back to
agree.
1.
I think he's
and
great.
he can get to his check down and he can do all of that. Like
Yeah.
the difference with AJ McCarron,
He had all the talent around.
all
him.
he
So
had to
much
do
talent.
was turn around and hand it off and read half
And
the
TJ
field,
Yeldon
man.
was an incredible running back at Alabama. But we are
Right.
going down to the wire. There's
We're-
12 seconds to go in the Tennessee-Georgia game. Tennessee is lining up for a potential game-winning field goal. There's the
12
timeout,
seconds.
so we will
They gonna make
react
it? What do
live.
you
I think they make it. How many? 47. So 47. So it's not an easy kick. We will react live to that in just a minute. But tonight, I think the difference is going to be DJ Lagway has faced a South Florida defense, and I'm not taking anything away from him. That's pretty good. They faced a Long Island defense that's terrible. He's got Will Weeks. He's got Harold Perkins to deal with tonight, and he's going to be seeing ghosts in Death Valley.
You had to mention Whit Weeks first, the white boy, didn't you?
He's so good.
Oh,
He
he's
is
so
very good,
though,
though.
right? Like,
He is
they've
so
got all
good.
3 weeks.
He's all over the damn field.
Like,
He's so
like 40
good.
makes every
Hey,
play for LSU.
let me
I
tell you
don't care if
something.
he's black, white, brown, or purple. Like, he makes every play.
Be careful saying attributing every tackle to Whit Weeks because he's got 2 other brothers.
There's 3
also
Weeks
named
brothers
Weeks on that team.
on that team.
Yeah.
They're
Do
all
they actually
three.
play though?
The one
I
of them,
don't know.
35. The middle brother does. The youngest one
Okay.
doesn't.
No,
He's a freshman.
Whit is the middle
But
brother.
Whit is
the
that's right,
oldest
35
brother
is
is
the
like
older
a
one.
7th-year senior.
I mean,
and
hell,
then
I
there's a
watched that
freshman.
SEC documentary
So
on
Tennessee
Netflix.
Tennessee's got a 41-yard field
Now,
goal
let me call this.
to win the game
Oh no, they're going to take a snap here with 12 seconds to go on the
to
clock.
get a better line.
So a snap to Aguilar, going to hand it up the middle, get to about the 20-yard line. That's where they're going to call one of their 3 timeouts here. You would imagine.
Hey, I can't
7
see the
seconds to
screen.
go.
Is it left or right hash, or is it right down
It's
the middle?
dead center.
We're gonna put it right here.
Dead
So we got
center.
it's dead center. They just lined it up dead in the middle. 7 seconds to go. Tennessee calls the timeout.
Where's Terrence Cody? Where's Terrence Cody?
Where are the Terrence Cody types, though?
Absolutely.
Real talk.
Like,
Thank
I miss
you.
those dudes.
There's not enough
Miss those
Terrence
dudes.
Codys anymore.
Well, but they only last like
So
2
Max
years.
Gilbert
in the
is about
NFL.
to attempt his first career game-tying or winning field goal in the fourth quarter or overtime.
I'm just going to say, if they make this field goal, my phone is about to blow up.
Yeah, because
So-
we're in a group chat
Yeah.
in our fantasy. Shout out League of Avengers. I know some of y'all are watching. We got a lot of Tennessee fans, unfortunately, in that league. And those balls,
Fortunately, they are good people.
they are good people.
Cheer for the wrong team.
Poor choice in college football teams. But
Yeah.
they are good people. But
Low
they're going to
character,
go
but that's our kind of
absolutely nuts as this game is coming down to the wire here in
Georgia
Knoxville.
has beaten Tennessee
8 in a row.
8 straight games, a margin of victory of 20 plus on average in games in which the current Tennessee head coach Josh Heupel has
So,
been there.
They've
You know,
won
fella-
8 in a row. They've won 8 of the last 10. They've won 13 of the last 15. And Tennessee's got a shot to win it here.
Fellas, going into this game, what Tennessee tries to do is they try to spread you out, right? And they try to run into a light box. That's what it's been the last few years.
like a
But
hooker.
Georgia says, I'll give you a light box. That's what I do.
We're athletes.
We got CJ Allen. You know, last year they had Michael
Yeah.
Williams. I'll do that.
They got
Like, I'm
athletes.
good with that.
Yeah.
But I'm very impressed with Tennessee sticking in this game and actually sticking to their game plan.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of innuendos that can be made, with spread out and light box here, but we're not going to make them. We're not going to make them. Okay? Tennessee is going to line up to take a field goal here, and we're not going to make those jokes. 7 seconds on the clock, 38-38 in Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee. Up on the plains here, I got my cousin here. He is from outside of Knoxville, Tennessee,
Maryville.
but he's a Kentucky guy, which somehow is
That's
worse.
tough.
Somehow it's worse.
Yeah.
So for him, not for me, because I couldn't be friends or family with a Tennessee fan.
Tennessee has got 3rd and 5, 7 seconds to go. Offense is still on the field. It looks like they're going to run one.
They got a timeout.
They got
right?
2 timeouts.
All right,
Two.
hey, tell me this. Former offensive lineman,
Right.
college football extraordinaire here. Why in the world are you going to why do you want to waste more time than 7 seconds? Do you not
I
want
mean, you just don't want them to touch the ball.
So they were on the
That's it.
left
All right, all right.
hash. Hang on. They were on the left hash.
There's a flag.
and Aguilar dove to the center of the field.
a
There's a
false
flag.
start?
False start.
Are you
False start
shitting me?
on
All right,
Tennessee.
this is going to
Are you shitting me?
This is going to-
No damn way.
this is going to prove my point here. All right. So 3rd down and 7
Dog, that's
on the with 7
unforgivable.
when the 7
Wow.
seconds to go. Why
Wow.
do you not give your holder an opportunity to botch
Your
it?
holder.
No,
Your
but
holder
that's
doesn't-
talked about. Like if the holder botches it, you can grab it, hit the ground, time
And then you
out.
get another one. That makes sense.
But now it's 4th down. This is it. This is all it.
it's third. No, it's third.
And
No, that's
3rd and 10.
what they just did.
Is they
And running
backed
another
it up.
play and getting a false start is cardinal sin.
Yeah.
So
So he's-
unreasonably
So Max
bad.
Gilbert is 1-1 today with a 48-yard field goal. This is his first opportunity to win a game
We're
for
gonna-
Tennessee. 3rd and 10, 43-yard
43
field
yard-
goal.
all right. It's
He
going
about
to
to
be
make it
just
or miss it.
inside
He's
the
gonna
left
miss it.
hash. Max Gilbert. He missed it. He pushed it. Wide right. The Buffalo Bills are back.
No!
The Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills are in East Tennessee. Wide right.
Yes!
He pushed it.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. We've got free football.
Hey,
There's
Rusty.
there's
Hey,
a
we
lot.
have some picks to make or what?
Hey,
We do.
hey,
Let's get that done so we can go watch this.
Hey, while we do this, there's
Shit.
some orange and white checkered overalls that are very
Listen,
upset right
And
now.
I don't give a damn. I'll tell you that right now.
Drew, you've got 3 minutes.
Okay.
Ole Miss, Arkansas. We're going to take a break and make our picks because I want to go watch
All
this
right,
game.
Ole
You
Miss,
got 3
Arkansas.
minutes.
Here's what I think. I don't know. Ole Miss's starting quarterback Austin Simmons, which if you listen to anybody
Oh,
around the
hell.
program, thought he was amazing. He has struggled.
including Drew.
He has
I bought stock.
he has struggled. And I'm happy he struggled, honestly, To be honest, I want to see him see things that he will not see, that he has never seen early in the schedule. He's not playing, so we don't even have to talk about him. They're starting Trinidad
And
Chambliss.
Tobago, right?
Trinidad and
Shout out to
Tobago.
Ferris State.
Trinidad and Tabasco, if you're in Mississippi. So Trinidad and Tabasco is going to be the starting quarterback. He's a Division II transfer. If you looked at stats, you would have thought
podcast for this dude every day.
Trinidad and
That's
Tabasco.
unreal.
If you looked at his stats last year, you would have thought, what's the it's the Walter Payton Award, right? The
Right.
D2
yeah,
Heisman?
well, FCS, yeah.
FCS
Or
Heisman.
no, that's D2.
That's the
Heisman.
Harlan Hill is
Harlan Hill.
is the FCS. Who was my granddad? My granddad played football with him at UNA, but it's the Walter
UNA.
Payton.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway,
So he's going to start tonight. I got to sneeze. Hold on.
No chance.
So yeah.
trying to run
Hey,
What a
I don't have a dump button. I have to let you know. So Trinidad Chambliss will play the game. I think this will be a lower scoring game because Ole Miss is going to be encouraged to kind of take a little bit of air out of the ball. Trinidad is a very good runner.
Right.
We don't know of his passing abilities at the SEC level. Although I think Jared's over here looking at me. I think Arkansas's defense is just a little better than last year, which was both sets of cheeks. Okay, he says no.
they're one cheek this year.
Jared says they're actually both cheeks still.
Well, hell,
So,
we don't know, really.
We don't know.
So I think that Ole Miss wins. I think Arkansas covers, and I think the under is absolutely in play with a backup quarterback.
Without Austin Simmons, currently it is 6-0 Ole Miss as they scored early, getting ready to kick the extra point.
They've started.
On the other side of the break,
Give me
we
this
will update you on the Tennessee-Georgia game. That game that we've got 4 games we're picking against the FanDuel spread. Y'all stick around for this last commercial break, and we'll make our picks.
South Florida debuting on this list, number 18, 2-0. Memphis Tigers also got 1 vote on this.
I think College Game Day should be in Memphis for that game because, like, the atmosphere on Beale Street was second to none. I'm beating the drum now. Kenny, clip this, get it out as much as you can. We want College Game Day in Memphis on Beale Street for the Memphis South Florida game if both the teams keep winning.
Yeah.
And it looks like they will. Jared, I'm sorry, brother, but I think Memphis is going to upset Arkansas. I think you're going to have 2 undefeated teams playing each other. Come on, Game Day, come back to Beale.
There's very few environments where you're like, I want to be there. I want to be right there.
An iconic place to do game day. We're known as a basketball town, but people love their Tigers football.
Tune in to The Daily Grind with your host, Luke Hatmaker, every Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Crazy quote from Adam Silver. Let me put out this disclaimer first of all. I am not here to defend Adam Silver. Nope. At all. See, Adam Silver has a lot of things to criticize, especially if you are a Grizzlies fan, because of how he handled the John Morant situation and all these type of things.
Ridiculous.
And just how he's kind of inconsistent with the way he goes about doing things. Adam Silver kind of became an easy target, especially when you have like, let's have an all-star game and have rookies playing on Sunday. And he just destroyed the all-star game last year. It just this crazy overconsumption he has with the NBA All-Star Weekend. It's totally crazy to me. That what he said was tacky as hell, and it sounded absolutely crazy. I know for a fact, man, as a guy who is a bootleg king who won't pay for none of this shit, I know it's a lot easier to watch this shit now than it was 5 years ago. And I don't see why other people aren't saying the same thing.
Tune in to the Anthony Saint Show Monday through Fridays at 1 p.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. Looking for an alternative to alcohol or conventional medicine? Check out Ounce of Hope, a Memphis-based dispensary with 2 local stores in the Sanderlin Center and on South Cooper Street. You can get all the products you need in a location convenient to you. Each store offers an intentional shopping experience with dedicated bud tenders to answer all of your questions, from product selection and mushroom blends to our personal favorite, the Delta 9 seltzers. You gotta try the Peach Buzz. Try Ounce of Hope at either one of their 2 Memphis stores or at www.ounceofhope.com for convenient products shipped right to your door. Use the promo code BluffCity for 15% off any order, excluding sale items. Cannot be used in conjunction with other promotions or discounts. One use per customer.
Welcome back to the final segment of your college football Saturday here live at the front porch of Grind City Brewing. The sun is going down. The temperature is dropping.
The
It
Reds
feels
are winning.
way better out here than what it used to about an hour ago,
Right.
maybe 2 hours ago especially. But we are having a great time here. Y'all come out. Your home for college football Saturdays is right here at Grind City Brewing, 76 Waterworks Avenue. Beers are cold.
Waterworks,
the
you
mics
say?
are loud.
That's
and
what's
we're
going to
having a
happen
good
after
time.
Alcorn State beats Mississippi State this
Bro,
week.
we're up like 48.
Hey, don't refill that damn
Yeah.
cup he's got.
We're up 48.
Yeah,
now.
stop
Get
refilling
out of here.
that.
But listen, we've got some picks to make against the FanDuel spread. FanDuel.com is your home for your sports betting this fall. Don't forget about FanDuel your way for NFL games where you can make the parlay as customized as you'd like. You can get alternate spreads, alternate props, everything you need at FanDuel.com. And so we're going to pick against the FanDuel spread today, starting with Vanderbilt in South Carolina. Vanderbilt plays at South Carolina in Columbia, Williams-Brice Stadium. Gabe, I'm going to you first. We'll go to Drew after that. Vanderbilt at South Carolina. Carolina opens as a 4.5-point home favorite. Who you got?
Give me South Carolina minus 4.5. I feel like Vandy gets hyped up. Diego Pavia, everybody loves him. But Lenore Sellers going to handle business. Minus 4.5.
Agreed. Drew?
Lenore Sellers, the one that's been amazing so far this year. So listen, this is where I stand with Vanderbilt and South Carolina. Unlike any single matchup in week 3, we have a common opponent. South Carolina played a neutral site game. Neutral site, I'm going to put in quotations. They was in Atlanta, Georgia, which is about 2 hours away from Columbia, South Carolina. They played Virginia Tech there. It was in an absolute rock fight. Needed a special teams touchdown. Not that special teams doesn't matter, but you needed a special teams touchdown to win that game. Vanderbilt went to Blacksburg, Virginia, listened to Enter Sandman, and then absolutely waxed Virginia Tech.
He's thinking too hard.
He is. He's overthinking.
Are you talking
100%.
about rationalization?
You're
I mean,
thinking too hard.
I'm talking Vanderbilt is going to win outright. They're getting points.
Oh,
They're going
hell.
to win outright. I
Yikes.
believe in Diego Pavia.
He's
I
thinking too
believe
hard.
in Clark Lee. I
I
believe in
get
Nate Bargatze.
First
Dang
2
it.
weeks,
I get
they
it.
didn't
You
look
get
great,
hyped. I
but
get
it's
Hey,
listen,
South
man.
Carolina by as many points as you'll give me. I think Lenore Sellers has a field day against that Vanderbilt
I think
defense.
2 touchdowns.
Diego Pavia is a great story, but I'm thinking it's like 24-10.
I think 2 touchdowns.
24-10.
You're getting 4.5. I don't need them, but I'll take them. Could you offer them to me?
So as my
So-
buddy Daniel Muldrow, who's on our show, we talked about South Carolina. As he said, ride with the Cox. So Florida at LSU is the next pick. It's kicked off. Drew, we've got Florida traveling to Death Valley. LSU is a 7.5-point home favorite. Who you taking?
I'm taking Florida. I've already kind of went out on this before. I still hold stock in the quarterback at Florida. I do still hold stock. I believe this game's weird. It's a rivalry game. It's an East versus West game that's played every single year. I'm gonna buy it. Maybe I'm falling a victim to Clemson's demise, but LSU's best win is a road win at Clemson, in which it was a struggle. Clemson has turned out to be both sets of cheeks here. So I still am high on LSU. I can't think of a single reason why they won't be in the playoff. But the good thing for LSU is that you can lose 2 games and be in the playoff. I think that Florida covers tonight in Baton Rouge.
Drew, I feel like you're just like me. I think it's
Good looking,
I think
rich, hot wife.
I think LSU is going to win by 3-7, and Florida's going to cover. That's how I feel. I don't think Florida's going to win this game, but I think that Florida's going
And
to
you know
stay
what?
in it.
If we want to fight Rusty on this nice patch of green grass back there, we could take him.
I'll do Oklahoma, Drew.
I'll do that all day.
I'll
LSU
get
is 5-1-1
second.
in their last 7 home games against Florida against the spread. Give me the Tigers to cover easily tonight in Baton Rouge. I think LSU wins by at least 14. Next up, we got the other big marquee matchup tonight, Texas A&M at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a 6.5-point home favorite. We don't really know anything about Notre Dame. They had a week 1 loss to Miami where they got bullied in Coral Gables, and then they had
not a bully.
It was an absolute bullying if you watch the game. Then you've got a week 2 bye week, which is diabolical.
Ruben.
You got Carson Beckett diced them up, but I think tonight Notre Dame hangs their hat on their secondary, which is beat up, and their offensive line. They got a ton of experience in their offensive line, and where they got away from themselves is they tried to get C.J. Carr to win that game at Miami, and he couldn't do it. Notre Dame needs to get back to their true identity and run the football with Jeremiah Love. He's one of the best players in college football. He's super athletic. You get him in space, he's going to be a problem for that A&M defense. And look, A&M has been terrible on the road against ranked opponents. They just don't win. They're 0-7 against the spread. Their total has went over in the last 5 road games.
Are we picking the over? No.
Hang on, I'm getting there. Notre Dame is 11-2 against the spread in their last 2. They're 5-0 against the spread in SEC games. They're 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 home games. Irish win, Irish cover. Give me Notre Dame.
Those
Big
are
Notre Dame
great
guy
stats.
here.
Those are unbelievable stats. You did way better than me. You did your homework.
Sure.
A&M is going to win straight up.
This is
I
a
promise you.
elite course.
Marcel Reed will
Not
break
so
the pocket
fast, my
more
friend.
than once tonight, make big plays with his legs, and A&M is going to win this game.
Yeah, you called it a manhandling at Miami. That game was extremely close, came down to late. CJ Carr, freshman for Notre Dame. I can't not be the guy that I am at this point. I buy so much returning starters in college football these days, and I think Mike Elko's team is suffering public opinion based on the Jimbo Fisher's team. I think Mike Elko's a good coach. I think they have a higher floor. I think that they cover. I think that Notre Dame and Marcel Reed is really good.
Every once in a while, I agree with Drew.
And you know
Don't
what?
make it a habit.
Let me tell you something.
Don't make it a
Let
habit.
me tell you something, Gabe. We just met tonight. If you want to just jump on board here, you'll be right. more
Dude,
times
that's
than
what
you're
I'm
wrong.
trying to say. He's talking about historical things. Mike Elko's different.
Mike Elko, I'm going to tell you this. Texas A&M tried to make a splash hire. They went through a Tennessee Volunteers ordeal trying to hire a head coach.
Right.
What they ended up with as their C,
Awesome.
D, or E, or F
I do like
option
Mike Elko,
was
I do.
the best option for Texas A&M because he's a guy
I think
that is a
situationally
part.
he'll be great tonight.
He is a card-carrying member of the cult of Aggies
He is.
in College Station, Texas. He gets it more than Jimbo Fisher would have
Sure.
ever
Hey,
gotten
but
it.
A&M is
know what
cursed
Drew
on
told
the
me
road.
before? I met him before the show.
Mhm.
He told me his real dream was to be one of the cheerleaders.
The 12th man.
Yeah.
One of the
at
yell
A&M.
leaders at
Yeah,
A&M
yell
out by there with
leaders.
the overalls.
Yeah.
Kick 'em. Let's go. Pass it back, Ags. Pass it back, Ags. Speaking of pass it back, we got one more pick to make, and then we're out of here, folks. We've got Arkansas at Ole Miss. Arkansas is currently losing 7-0. Ole Miss is a 7.5
course.
point home favorite. Drew, I'll give this one to you first since it's your pick, your team. Who you got?
7-0, 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Ole Miss and Arkansas on their second drive here. Surprisingly, they didn't score any points on their first drive. I'm looking at Jared over here to my left shoulder, big Hog fan. He calls the Hogs at all time. He wakes up in the morning and calls the Hog. I think Arkansas covers, Ole Miss wins. I referenced it. I gave all my thoughts earlier in the show.
I'll be quick.
I mean,
Same. Arkansas. I think Arkansas
yeah.
covers. This is a wild cookie game. This it's been 51-50. It's been, again, there's been wild things happening. I think Ole Miss wins. I think Arkansas covers.
I disagree with y'all just slightly. Arkansas plays too much man coverage in their secondary, and I think that the outside weapons of Ole Miss will take over by the end of this game.
Oh, wait, what?
Wait, what?
Georgia wins
Georgia.
in Neyland Stadium?
What score? Final?
Well, did the points go across the board or not?
Did I cover or what?
Yeah, I
That's
need to
all
know
I
if I
want to
covered.
know.
Okay, you're showing me a
What's the
bunch
final
of dudes.
score?
It looks like the ball
What's it going to
broke
be
the
if it's upheld?
Okay,
Oh, it's 4.5.
so Tennessee.
Damn it!
So
In the damn stream. This
So
is
Tennessee
Gosh,
kicked the
dang
field goal.
Georgia's going to win
Georgia
by
scores a
3.
touchdown.
Gabe and I's
No.
back.
Hold on. In college football, you have to kick the extra point.
man, just
It doesn't matter because it's 4.5.
Oh, it's 4.5.
in the stream.
Thank
In
y'all
the
for being
stream.
here. We'll be back in
In the
2 weeks,
stream.
September
Hey,
27th.
but we're all winners. You know why?
Hey,
Because
Georgia won.
man. I'll be back. I'll be back.
For Gabe Kuhn, for Drew Gann, I'm Rusty Whitten. Be here on September 27th for our next installment of College Football Saturdays. In the meantime, go be a friend of somebody who needs a friend.
And there
we'll see
are
y'all
no
here
refunds with the $2
on
Sports
the
Show.
27th. Georgia wins.